One of the worst feelings in life is when you realize that you didn't ruin your life all at once, but instead, you just slowly drifted away from the man you could have become because of decisions you did or decisions that you did not make on a daily basis. I didn't realize how bad comfort was controlling my life until I got all the way up to 240 pounds. I was chunky growing up, but around 14 years old, I started doing martial arts and that started me on my path to being athletic. And for years, I had been athletic and I had built this identity of being in shape. But there came a time in my life where I got complacent. I thought that all I had to do was train hard and I would stay in shape. And that wasn't the case. Slowly but surely, I let comfort creep into my life. I remember it because it was a very pivotal point in my life and it kind of changed my mindset on things of why made me become more mature. It was my first deployment. Now, during my first deployment, it was going to be kind of like my first time putting myself out there, kind of having fun, going to parties, drinking a bit, because before I was kind of like on my grind set type of thing. But I wanted to kind of get away from that. I wanted to be a bit more social. And I was a bit more social and I did gain some social skills from it. But the issue is that I let two things get to me. I let the stress of work get to me. And I let hanging out and comfort eating get to me too. So I was making emotional decisions and I gained all the way up to 240 pounds. And mind you, I'm not a tall person. Ideal weight for me is probably 160 pounds because I am short. But I'm muscular. Right now, I'm 177 pounds, but I'm going to tell you how I got there. Eventually, when I came back and I realized that I couldn't do things like how I used to do, I couldn't train how I used to, I would always get injured just because my body was way too heavy for a person of my height and size. I started to train. I started to educate myself a bit. And the first 30 pounds came off very quickly and very easily because if a lot of you guys who don't know this, when you're super duper fat like I was, your body is kind of predisposed to dropping that weight because you're not supposed to be that big in the first place. You're not supposed to be big as a house. So after dropping that 30 pounds, I got stuck at around 206. And when I was 206, I would have this crazy food noise. Now, what I didn't realize at the time was that the more weight you lose, the lower you have to lower your calories to make good progress, because being a smaller person, your maintenance will be smaller and therefore your calorie deficit has to be smaller. So I wasn't doing that though. I thought that I could just keep doing what I was doing. I did not have to adapt. I was making emotional decisions and I was still in the phase where I was still making my meals the same day that I would eat them. I wasn't meal prepping. I had just got these 30 pounds off my body just by basically training hard and kind of eat the same thing every day. But eventually I got diet fatigue. I had multiple cheat days and I kind of fell off the wagon a bit, which kept me stuck at 206. This was my loop. I could not lose this freaking weight for the life of me. Monday come around, I say, you know what? I'm going to get this last bit of weight off. I'm going to break this plateau. And I'd be on point for Monday, Tuesday, but Wednesday, something would happen. Work might stress me out, and I would go a little bit over my deficit. And the next thing you know, I'd be going over even more and even more and even more until the point where by the weekend, I completely wiped out my deficit. I remember talking to my wife, and I'd ask her, I'd just be kind of thinking out loud when I'm talking to her, and I say, dang, why can't I just live my life? Why is it so hard to get these last few pounds off? I just want to live my life and eat what I want. And then I realized that's not how it works. Anything worth getting is going to take hard work and sacrifice, and let's be honest, suffering. The first 30 pounds came off because, yes, I changed something. I adapted in the moment, and that helped me lose the first 30 pounds. But this whole fitness thing, this whole self-improvement thing, it requires constant adaptation, constant, not just one and done like investing. You know how when you do investing, you invest in the market, you invest in the S&P 500, you set it and forget it, and you don't worry about it, and then it grows. I say fitness and self-improvement is more like active investment. When you actually go through, you study the markets, you see what you have to do in that moment or in that time or in that few months. What you did 3 months ago may not be the same thing that you could do right now if you're trying to lose the weight or if you're trying to hit any goal. If you're trying to break the loop, you have to do something that you've never done before. That's the only way. You have to do something different. And so the main culprit of the loop that I was stuck in was the fact that I was not meal prepping for the whole week. My issue was that I was leaving important decisions up to the future version of me, who likes comfort, who likes convenience. So what was I going to do to break out of this loop? Just willpower my way out of it? No, no. For a person like me, a person like you, we have to strategize things. We have to plan things out. We are scientists. We use a scientific method for everything in life. So I say, okay, if I like convenience and I like, convenience and for things to be easy, what do I have to do? I figured it out. I have to make the best option, the healthy option, the option that's going to make me lose the weight, the convenient and easy option. Then I thought to myself, I almost slipped. And then I thought to myself, what's the best way to do that? And for me, it was meal prepping 3 to 5 days in advance. So that's meal prepping your meals for 3 to 5 days. And this helped me lose more weight to go from 206 to 177. And I'm still losing weight right now. Now, eventually, when I want to get down to 160, I might have to do a little something different, just slightly different, just to push the needle a little bit further. But that's just the name of the game, constant adaptation. When it comes to anything in life, when you make decisions for yourself ahead of time, it can really put you ahead of the curve and really 2x your progress if you do it right. Think about it like this. You're a time traveler, but you're trying to change the future, but in reverse. Imagine you're you from the future. You're already lean. You're already shredded. You're already in shape. You already hit your goals that you want to hit as far as self-improvement. And now your consciousness is being put in the body of your past self. What would you do to make sure that you become that future version of yourself? Kind of like some kind of time paradox. Well, you have the same cravings, you have the same food noise. All you have to do is do things that you know got you there in the first place. It's like reverse time traveling. It's a funny concept I thought of, like future trunks. At the end of the day, structure beats emotion every single freaking time. And when you can create a system or a structure that basically takes into account that you may be a lazy person, that takes into account you may be a forgetful person, so you might need to make a schedule, that takes into account human emotions, because we literally have emotions. When you take these things into account, plan for it, and make decisions for yourself to make sure that you get the things that you want to get done, then your life would be so much easier when it comes to reaching your goals. The 3 things that helped me recondition myself from chud mindset to high performer mindset are, number 1, you need to do something hard every single day, because when you do something hard, it just does something to a guy's brain. It makes them better in a way, and it makes them chase that feeling even more. Everything that we want out of life is on the other side of hard. And when you do something hard in one area of life, it makes things in other areas of life a lot easier. 2, you need to move your body every single day, because your body is a gift. It's a gift. Not everybody has the privilege of being able to do what I'm doing right now, going on a walk. I've been in nursing homes, and these people, I feel for them, because they don't have the same ability to do things that we can do. Now, on the flip side, when I was 240 pounds and I was trying to get back in shape, I also seen old ass people lapping me on the track, just lapping me. They're in great shape. And that's why you should move your body and treat it like a gift. Be grateful for it so that you can maintain it forever. Number 3, on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, you need to reflect on what's happened throughout the day or what's happened throughout the week. Look at the decisions you made and prepare and plan instead of living emotionally. Now, don't get me wrong, somebody may have pissed you off today, pissed you off this week, but sometimes just sitting back and reflecting on it, or reflecting on anything, it doesn't even have to be someone pissing you off, just reflecting on something that you did, a decision you made, and really questioning it, asking yourself, why did I make that decision? That can help you live more objectively and attack your goals without being so emotional. And that was one of my main problems. I was emotional about my eating. I was emotional about food. Now I know that if I eat too freaking much, I'm going to gain weight. Now I know if I eat in a calorie deficit, I'm going to lose weight. And I'm not emotionally tied to food anymore. It doesn't bother me. I no longer think that strength is about damn bird loud. I no longer think strength is about perfection anymore. And I know, like, when I talk about these things, it may come off perfectionist. At least that's what my wife says. It's not about perfection. It's more so about becoming a dependable person. Maybe to others, but more importantly, to yourself. A person that keeps promises to himself no matter how hard things get. It's just like I was telling my wife. I'm not finna go crazy on my diet no matter what. Because I've seen what that could become. I've seen the 240-pound version of myself. I don't like him. I'm glad that he put in the work to get me down to 177, but I don't want to be 240 again. And so I've become a dependable person to myself. And so every day we have to fight this feeling of complacency because it's trying to get us trapped in a loop in which we can never escape. Kind of like that one scene from off of Gurren Lagann. And the thing about this fight is this fight can never ever end. You have to fight it on a daily basis because either you slowly drift into complacency away from the person you want to become, or you drift into someone you don't even recognize, someone who on the inside you don't even feel like is you. And I don't want that for you. And I've been there. I've been 240 pounds. And don't get me wrong, I'm grateful that 240-pound me did what it took to get me out of that rut and get me down to 206 and then eventually get me down to 177 where I'm at right now. But I don't want to be 240 pounds again. And so if you like this type of video, do all the YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.